All right, all right, all right. We've got ourselves a fresh new series coming at you on the new maps, on the new patch, between two very top-tier players. Spawning up at the top right for Dragon Kitesy Gaming, it is Dark in the red. And his opponent, spawning down in the bottom left for Team Liquid, it is Clem in the blue. Now, we are going to see a low ground supply depot. Is this going to be a 2-Rax Reaper? Or is this going to be something a little bit different? Let's see. Let's see. Thank you very much, Hand Fee, by the way, for the Prime resub at 2 months. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Serenity willing, the deal is actually done. It is actually, all of the hurdles have been cleared. They, the Microsoft deal, barring something absolutely freak happening, will go through. Now, we got to talk about this map a little bit, Alcyone. Or Al Capone, as I'll probably be talking about it. We have something really funky on this map. Like, this watchtower is so strange. It is... I actually think this might end up being a lot of people's favorite map, because there's... So this is how you make a Golden Wall type map, in my opinion. And you make it different. You put minerals that are easy to mine out in some weird locations. You do this stuff like this is really awesome. Putting destructible debris behind a gold base. A janky watchtower. Now, it might be a few too many weird things, but I like it in concept very, very much. So I'm really a fan of this. There is a pervert pillar in a standard location. The only reason I point that out is that a lot of these high ground locations where overlords are safe, that's what we refer to as the pervert pillar. Not all the maps have them these days. Many of them don't, in fact. Nice snipe, by the way, from Clem with the first Reaper. He is going to go for the standard setup with this 2-Rax Reaper, which is 3 Reapers. Now, of course, the follow-ups are going to be vastly different. There's going to be many of them. We are going to see the Reapers getting deflected from the main base. Good job from Dark to keep the Queen as safe as possible. Ooh, Dark building quite a few lings to try and wrap around on these Reapers. Oh, he gets the surround with the slow lings. That is the effective, that is the equivalent of getting dunked on in the NBA. The wraparound with the slowlings. I thought those Reapers were going to get away to the jump point, but they did not. Ling speed will complete. And Dark has gone across the map. We are going to see... Oh, wow, this is interesting. He's using the reactor at the front for this setup. And it will be Cyclones behind this. Clem is going to lose these Reapers. It's... Ooh, good split from Dark to make sure. Yeah, these Reapers will go down. Also, important to note, another thing about Alcyone is this is a high-yield gas base. So you can take this as your 4th base as Zerg and maybe empower, you know, a really strong Ravager timing, quick mutas. There's lots of options. This is a new setup, by the way, for the 2-Rax Reaper... Or, sorry, yeah, 2-Rax Reaper opening. The 3 Reaper opening. This is a new option with the change to the Cyclones. And Clem just going to lift the barracks. He kills off that Overlord extremely quickly. Now, I feel like, especially against this Cyclone setup, you actually don't want to knock down these rocks quickly as Zerg. I actually think you want to leave them up for a little bit longer. We are going to see a 3cc 211 follow-up behind us. Where is the second Hellion? Where? Clem? Okay, he's just scouting with it. I was like, it's got to be somewhere. And, well, it is forward. Dark, no layer just yet. Building a Roach warning. He's on 3 gases. This looks like he wants to go for a huge Ling Roach Ravager push. Or maybe he's looking to crush an attack coming his way. And then just win the game from there. We'll see. We'll see. Ling's going to try and go for a little bit of a counterattack, it looks like here. I wonder if Dark was thinking this was like a full mech follow-up. If he was, he's not thinking that now. He sees the Marines. Ooh, Cyclone's going to be able to snipe down an Overlord. Dark is pushing. Ooh, he wants to find these Hellions. Nice little wraparound from Dark. Gets this round on 3 of them. And that will be a kill on all of this little complement of units. Siege tank is about to pop out, but it's not in the safest location. I like where Clem is repositioning it to. Oh, hello? Oh, he's like moving it very far along. He needs to siege that very soon. Okay. Really thinking about where he wanted to siege that up. Corrosive Biles will net a kill on the reactor, and that's going to slow down medevac production. And actually, this starboard's in a lot of danger. Nice Corrosive Bile placement does hit the supply depot and gets Clem close to supply blocked. Siege tank in the back. We are going to see Dark going for it here. Ooh, the Marines in a good position, but the siege tank will go down. Corrosive Biles do clip one of the medevacs, but actually 2 of them, but don't take either one of them out. The Marines are trying to get in on top of these Ravagers. Clears out a lot of them. Siege tank in a good position, but there's not a lot of Marines here. This is all of the production of Clem. It's camped. Marines trying to get themselves into a good position, but I don't know. This is looking really scary for Clem. If he holds, he's golden. 1-1's getting close. Ooh, another Ravager will go down. Siege tank once again in a good spot. Corrosive Biles will help take it down with the help of the Lings. If the Ravagers had not been sniped as effectively as they have been, I think Dark would have probably already run away with this. But Clem doing such a good job of taking those down. Dark floating a lot of money. If he'd spent all his money, in fact, he probably would have won this game. Marine's going to get into the main base. Or sorry, Ling's going to get into the main base. We'll find a couple of SCVs. Already 13 have gone down. Oh, and Clem actually being spread very thin here, but some good positioning with the Marines will help a lot. Dark, though. Oh, that Corrosive Bile. I mean, the Ravager's already on 15 kills. If that Corrosive Bile had landed, though, that would have been... That could have been like 20 SCVs. Speaking of Corrosive Biles landing, Dark, well, not able to. And now 1-1 is done for Clem. Ooh, that Corrosive Bile. He body blocks with the Ravager. Nice idea. If he puts it like just a little bit closer, maybe he gets the kills. Dark does have these Overlords that rallied forward. Will go down. Dark did enough damage to his opponent's economy to macro out of this, but Clem with the much faster upgrades and a great hold. Now we can start mining from this third base. And Dark obviously committed a lot of his attention to the forward attack. So his creep spread, while it's decent, it obviously didn't auto spread this whole time. It's decent, but it's not amazing. 1-1 and roach speed coming on in for Dark. It is important to note, of course, Clem did not get combat shields. He was almost dead for most of that. So obviously all attention and all resources were going towards not dying. And that's also why his armory is so late. Dark does get supply blocked at 136. That is a brutal supply block. Clem's starting to clear up a little bit of creep here. And he can start his 2-2 now. He starts a +2 weapons. Doesn't have the gas for +2 attack just yet. Ooh, these Marines were thinking about taking the fight, but realize maybe that's not the best. And they get out of there because they didn't have combat shields. I think that's maybe why he backs away. Dark is... Well, he has been able to spend all of his money. And while the supply block looked bad at 136, he was already up at his ideal drone count for this push. Clem is going to have a tough time holding this. How many tanks do we have? Only 3. And this is a pretty wide open position around the natural. I like the bunker, but it might be too little too late. How many Ravagers do we have, by the way? 8 Ravagers. That's a lot. And these siege tanks are going to kind of bottleneck the position for Clem. Ooh, Corrosive Biles will get avoided, but Dark coming in from many different angles. The siege tank in the back is doing well, but Dark, hang on, actually, is there enough? Clem is going to have enough. That was a huge surround from Dark. I thought there was going to be enough, but the tank positioning was so good. And now Clem will drive this army back, and he is going to be able to take down a lot of it. Oh my goodness, the hold from Clem. The tank positioning. Man, that was magnificently done from Clem. Dark does have 2-2 on the way, but Clem's got the 2-2 upgrade faster. Clem used to struggle against these roach push styles so much. Against Rogue, against Dark, but now he is so much better. And that looked so scary. That looked so scary for Clem. Only 3 tanks, but they were brilliantly placed. And the Marines, even though they were kind of surrounded, I mean, it's not like Ling Bane where a surround means Banelings kill everything. Roaches, all that means is they all get to shoot as well as the Marines also all getting to shoot. Dark, obviously still going to be ahead in supply because he's still playing Roach Ravager, and he's still committing to it very hard. But army values are pretty similar. 2-2 will complete for Clem faster. Dark looks like he's trying to show that he's got less units. Dark is going to be maxed out here. Now is Clem going to try and hit a pre-2-2 timing of his opponent? Oh, this is looking like a good setup for Dark here. The tank's very caught unprepared. Many of them going to go down here, even though the upgrades weren't done for Dark. This was still a good jump for him. Now, there's a lot of Marines here. Hang on, hang on. Even though it was a good jump, there's still just so much bio. Jeez. That looked so good, but the Corrosive Vials didn't land as well on the tanks as maybe they needed to. And, I mean, with this many medevacs, the tanks are no longer the stars of the show, or at least not the only stars. They're going to see a jump trying to come on in, but the tanks are all sieged up this time. And I think Clem's done it. The 2 tanks survive in the back for Clem. Dark trying desperately to snipe them. He can't get them. And even if he does at this point, it's too much Terran. The medevacs are healing. The bio units are gunning. And Dark will be forced to tap out. Clem takes game number 1. All right, here we go. Game number 2. Spawning up at the top left for Dragon Kitesy Gaming, it is Dark in the red. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom right for Team Liquid, it is Clem in the blue. A lot of things could have gone differently to give Dark the victory there. To get Dark the victory, I should say. So, one, once he got the jump on those early units, the 2 Cyclones and Hellions in the middle of the map with the Lings, while he was going for that big all-in, it really put Clem in a tough position. But Dark did not macro cleanly behind it. He did not spend all of his money. If he had, I think he probably ends the game right then and there with reinforcements. Like, I think he just has too much. Or even if he just teched more quickly behind it, maybe took a 4th base faster, got the double evos faster, got the layer faster. Because he was floating a lot of money, like 1,100, 500 at one point. Either more efficient macro or just a quicker transition with the money that he had. Either or would have done it, I think. And then additionally, if the Corrosive Vials had landed a little bit more effectively during that jump in the middle, even though the 4 tanks were caught unsieged, they weren't quite on top of each other. And Dark missing Corrosive Vials is, well, it's uncommon, so it definitely a little bit of a misstep there from Dark. A couple of missteps, I should say. Clem will be going for the 2 Rax Reaper opening once again. But yeah, Dark, I mean, like, if he Oh, this is cute. He hides, Clem hides the SCV. Doesn't want to show Dark for free that there's an SCV there, but, I mean, Dark knows the timing, and he's going to get the scouting information. First Reaper will show on up, of course. Ooh, nice grenade right there from Clem. Won't get him the kill, but does force the Spore Crawler morph. Dark might have been able to run this away otherwise. Clem. Ooh, some good micro so far on this Reaper. Oh, he's got to be... Oh, had to be really careful there. That almost went really badly. Oh, this is a great move from Clem. Oceanborn, not a comfy map. Wait, hang on. No Ling Speed. Oh, my God. Did Dark forget Ling Speed, or is he... He's going 2-base Roach, right? It's got to be. Oh, surround. Okay, no. Does slip out. That looked like it was going to be a surround. We are going to see a very quick layer almost for sure. Ooh, Clem might be able to snipe down a couple drones. He does get one. Spore Crawler morph was not quite in time. There it is. The quick layer coming on in from Dark. Could even be 2-base Muta in theory, but... I mean, I wonder how the timings work out with 2-base Muta against something like this Cyclone follow-up. Where did Dark send his Overlord? Okay, he put it over on the left side. He did send a second Overlord forward. Looks like it is going to be Roach for now anyways. 3-gas, 2-base Roach. Ooh, and okay, there it is. Second factory. So this is something we talked about as well. The speed clones. The Cyclones with speed. Is that what we want to call them? Speed clones? Fast clones? Zoom clones? Zoomers? Very fast infestation pit from Dark. This is effectively a 2-base infester opener. Unless he's going Hive, which would be kind of crazy. Oh, Reaper will get the scout. Oh, does get the scout on the Roach one. That's good information. Obviously, won't know about the fast infestation pit. Here comes the Cyclones. They're getting that Hurricane Thrusters upgrade. Neum. Neum. With no Ling Speed, that is going to be a problem. But Roach Speed will be done before the Cyclone Speed is done. However, until that point, well, this is going to be difficult to deal with. Now, there is going to be a timing. Oh, these Roaches, they do get transfused up. Man, these Roaches taking a lot of damage here. Good transfuse from Dark. Roach Speed about to complete. We've got the Infestors joining up soon as well. Ooh, Dark trying to get back up to the high ground. Not able to break the lock-on in time. Man, this is a Roach Speed rush, and it is still not out in time to deal with... Well, there's already 7 Cyclones on the field. Now Roach Speed has completed, but Clem can just back away and wait for his next upgrade. The Infestors... Look at this. We got Burrow. We got Infestors coming on in. Dark is basically... I mean, he got the scout. He's going for as hard of a counter as is available to Zerg, I think. Clem, though, is taking the 3rd command center. Adding on more factories. He's probably going to be going heavy battle mech. Roaches going to try and close the distance. They can't even get on top of it, even without the speed upgrade. Those Infestors are going to need to be... Well, they're going to need to be huge. Oh, we got Burrow Move and Tunneling Claws. That's the same thing. We got Tunneling Claws, the Burrow Move upgrade. For some reason, my brain is hard-coded. I got to rewire that. Rewire the old thinker box. Clem? I mean, even if he doesn't push, he's actually, like, way ahead in economy right now. He's even on workers. He's got mules. He's ahead in gas mining. Dark just now getting his gases at the 3rd base and just now taking a 4th base. No upgrades for Clem. And the Cyclones, I mean, the Cyclones are now affected by attack and armor upgrades. That's kind of a big deal. Hellions going to move out. Dark does get information with the Infestor. That's one other thing that's really, really nice. Scan comes down at the third base. Dark pulling back his units here. We'll be able to get in on top of these Hellions. Oh, great split from Dark. He still loses 2 drones, but, I mean, 2 drones for 4 Hellions is a great trade. Any day of the week. 3 siege tanks coming on in at a time right now for Clem. He's transitioning into straight up mech. Obviously, these Cyclones have not done much. This has mostly just been posturing here. Is there a missile turret on this third base? No, there's not. Right? Missile turret is... Oh, it's in the natural. Okay. Dark. Well, that's very, very dead roach. Almost friendly fires down a Cyclone, which is kind of, or a Hellion, which is kind of funny. Dark will see this base on the right side is being taken. We got a Hive and a Greater Spire. Even though Cyclones have an anti-air attack, this is an army that will struggle against Broodlords. Ooh, Roach is going to try and move in on the right side. Dark trying to draw Clem out. Ooh, Infestor does get taken down. That is... I was just going to say he didn't see the missile turret, but the missile turret saw him. Ling's coming on in from Dark. He's adding on the Ling speed upgrade as well. This is so many tanks. Ooh, Scan comes down. We'll find this Overlord finally. Overlord was providing so much vision for Dark. And now Dark says, okay, well, fine. I don't have the free vision. I'm not going to take that fight. Which is a good idea because it would have been a terrible fight. 12 siege tanks. Most of them sieged up. You ain't getting by there. Ooh, Hellions do have their blue flame. There's no missile turret. No spine crawlers. There's no missile turret either, for that matter, but nice burrow. Oh, he only loses 3 drones. That's actually a really great defense from Dark. Do we have a Greater Spire on the way? There we go. He just starts it now. Clem, he's just chilling. He's just chilling like a villain. Ooh, fungal growth coming on in. Is there enough for the follow-through? A lot of the tanks are clumped up. Corrosive vials not getting the most done, and the Cyclones on the chase will get a fair number of those roaches. There are infestors here in the back ready to fungal, though. Clem's got to be careful about chasing too far. Dark probably should burrow up these roaches, heal them up a little bit. We'll start knocking down these rocks in the middle of the map. He's got a ton of Ravagers. Dark has always been a player who is extremely comfortable playing flexibly. He will play any style, and he will do it well. Now, we don't have Thors being added on yet, but we do have 7 and... Oh, as I say that? Yeah, Thors. Okay. Yeah, we got 7 factories. Clem... Ooh, does scan. He sees the Greater Spire. Didn't see it complete. It will be 8 Broodlords instantly. Do we have a Neural Parasite on the way yet? No. I think Dark definitely wants to get that upgrade. We'll get that upgrade rolling. I do like this Burrowed Ling here. That's really nice for Dark. Clem is about to max out, and he's adding on Ghosts. Getting the armor upgrade for those Ghosts as well, which is kind of cute. Dark, ooh, will be able to get the jump on these Hellions. The Hellion run-bys have been completely ineffective. Dark has shut them down extremely well. And in fact, that might... Yeah, that does put him ahead in resources lost. Now, of course, Clem is happy to trade those out. Broodlords are going to move forward. We do see the scan. How many Thors? There are 3 Thors. Broodlords are a lot faster than they used to be, so they will deal with these Cyclones pretty well. And he gets out of range. Queens are very far forward. Nice fungal growth on the Thors, locking them down for a moment. Oh, those Queens get blown up real hard. But they have some transfuses, and they get back off onto creep. Thor's not able to connect yet with the Broodlords. They're hitting them, but they haven't killed them yet. And this is actually going quite well for Dark to start off. The Broodlords are managing these units, and the siege tanks are actually getting a lot of friendly fire on the Thors. Clem needs to unsiege these tanks, I think. The Broodlords are really raking. They are really causing a problem. Fungal Growth is going to come on in on this one Thor. Didn't even need the Corrosive Biles. The friendly fire on the tanks really getting some work done, and there's no 2-2 on these Thors. So they're actually not doing as well against the Broodlords as you'd expect. Dark gets a huge jump on this army. A perfectly orchestrated fight from Dark. Clem struggling a little bit to control this mech army. And now Dark, I think he's broken him. The Ghost transition was not quick enough. Dark getting a brilliant setup here. Fungal Growth cancels the snipes. Oh, and the Thor's taking huge damage. The tanks, they're just going to die to the Broodlings in the back. Very well done by Dark. A brilliant push. And Clem just didn't get himself prepared for it. Dark played this out strategically about as perfectly as you could ask. Clem still had the army he needed to deal with it, but he didn't control it well enough. And Dark will take game number 2, and we're going to the ace match. All right, here we go. Game number 3. Spawning up at the top left for Dragon Kites Gaming, it is Dark. In the blue. And his opponent spawning down on the bottom right for Team Liquid, it's Clem. In the red. Dark did such a good job of threatening with the ground army to keep Clem from unsieging those tanks. If Clem hadn't... I think Clem got caught transitioning to Ghosts. I don't think the Ghosts were the answer there. I think just more Thors would have done the trick. Clem, it is complicated to control that army against what your opponent has, but if he's constantly unsieging and resieging the tanks, constantly scanning, keeps tab on his opponent's armies, like, the thing is, you actually... It is a bit of a dance, so you need to unsiege those tanks. You have to, when the Broodlords are shooting at the Thors. It's not a choice. You have to do it. And then you scan, see if the roaches move in, and if they do, that's when you re-siege them up, and then you target fire. I know it's a lot to do, but, like, Dark just managed that fight, that engagement, way better than Clem did. There's no way around it. And Dark, yeah, he managed that game about as strategically perfectly and tactically perfectly as you could have. Really well done. Clem going to go for a 1 Rax expand this time. Yeah, I think if there was 6 Thors on the field for that setup, all of a sudden you can one-shot Broodlords. And the other thing is the Queens were able to be on creep. You should not be able to be on creep for a push like that. So without transfuses, the Thors truck the Broodlords. The transfuses really kept everything alive. There's actually a lot of reasons that went well for Dark. And because it was on Oceanborn, it was a shorter map, or a shorter map in general. But yeah, without the Queens, without the fact that there wasn't scans constantly, I think, keeping tabs on the army, and the fact that Clem wasn't unsieging and resieging the tanks. Once again, I'm not implying that it's an easy push to hold. It's a very difficult push to hold. But I think the Clem's lack of experience with Mech, maybe, especially against a push of that caliber, because Dark executed that extremely well. I think the lack of experience there is what got him as much as anything. And I think if Clem had a chance to replay that, 20 times, it would take him a little while to get it right, but I think he'd be able to get it right eventually. But once again, I think he needed more Thors. The other thing is, too, like I said, if he had like 6 Thors, he can just start one-shotting the Broodlords. It's also important to note he didn't have 2-2. so the Mech army just wasn't as strong as we usually see it in that scenario. Oh, we're going to see an attempt to run by, but Dark has Ling speed, and he will try and jump on this army. Oh, can he get the full surround? Ooh, the units wiggle out, but there might be enough Ling firepower. No. Hellions getting themselves into a good position. Oh my god, the micro from Clem. Oh, that was so sick. That was so sick. That looked really... That looked like there was no way that Clem was going to survive with those units. Ooh, Dark behind this is going for the Nidus Worm. He will do whatever it takes to win. And Nidus Worm is a good way of going about that. Now, it is a 2-base 1-1-1 from Clem. So it's relatively quick Cloak Banshees. Ooh, this Marine is spotting at a good location. Hellions did get repaired up. No, wait. No, they didn't. Not yet. Ooh, drones. Oh, it's the Cloak Banshee on the 3rd base. Okay. 3 drones do go down. Ooh, does he get the scout on the Nidus Worm? Yes, he will. That is very, very nice. Another thing that is important to note is that the Broodlords in that previous game did have... they do have their better mobility now. Dark already starting to drone out of this. He's been discovered. Oh, I love this. Look at this. The Overseer going into its siege mode to provide as much vision as possible for these queens. Oh, creep. Oh, wow. He actually kills one of the Banshees. That's actually really big. Mostly because Dark is transitioning out of this. Oh, wow, he almost gets another Banshee. This is just queen harass. He didn't even build that many Lings. He's only on 18 Lings. Oh, man, this is neat. And Clem will have to start repairing up this depot, which means Dark's going to be able to pick away at these SCVs. Siege tank is in a good spot, though. Where's the other Nidus? Oh, on the 3rd base. Okay, he just wants more creep. He's going to do some reverse creep spread here. Clem, it seems like if you looked at this at face value, you'd say, oh, he overcommitted on defense. But no, he did not. He did what he needed to do, and Dark knew that Clem would commit heavily to the defense. Ooh, is this the right move? He is going to snipe the Banshee. Does cost him 2 queens, but I honestly like that. Liberator still provides high ground vision. And yeah, the creep is really starting to flower out here. Clem stuck on 2 bases, and Dark, he's transitioned out of this so effectively. He's on 74 workers. He's been droning like a madman behind this. Creep is... This might take 3 scans to clear. And that's if it doesn't get further. Yeah, let's say... Oh, and it does block the 3rd base for the moment. Oh, that is so nice. Okay, there's 1 scan. Oh, he might be able to get it in 2. That was a perfectly placed scan. As long as he gets these tumors... Yes, he will. That was perfect, actually, from Clem. Now, he is still going to have to eventually scan this right side. And if he doesn't, it will become a bit of a problem. But for now, he can take his 3rd base. Creep obviously did deny it for a while. Ooh, Clem does have these 7 Hellions on the left side. They were repaired up. Dark is not in position in the slightest. Drones do pull away. It's a great split from Dark. Oh, Clem, though. We'll still be able to roast up a good number of drones. Roaches. Well, they didn't want to reveal themselves. Okay, that's actually kind of good for Dark that he doesn't show the roaches. He did lose 8 drones there, which is obviously a substantial amount. Scan comes down. No. Oh. Okay, roaches did not get shown. I wonder if Clem realizes that it's roaches. I actually don't know. By the way, Clem going up to 7 barracks. A little bit of a disjointed game. And, well, here's the 2nd scan. Won't find every creep tumor, though. So he has to use a 3rd one. That was a lot of creep tumors cleaned up. I wonder if Dark wants to knock down these rocks. He is... Oh, he starts up 2-2 very quickly. Clem does see the roaches.
Mineral field.
There's a Nidus Worm coming up into the main base. This is a lot of Roach Raptor. The bio is not really protecting the tanks, but the SimCity and the SCV pull will do the trick there. You have the Nidus Worm in the main base. There's a lot of roaches and queens in here. Oh, this is looking very scary for Clem. He's got no units in position. And another Nidus Worm coming in at the front. Dark is putting so much pressure on his opponent. The bunker that was empty did get taken down. There's a lot of Marines here now. But this is a lot of Roaches and Queens. Oh, and the Concave is not exactly what you'd call ideal for Clem. Dark's got the upgrade lead as well, so these Marines will not trade as well as they did in game number 1. Ooh, Dark unloading all the units in the main base now. Siege tanks will reposition here for Clem, but this is going to be a lot of dead production. Dark. Okay, he jumped the Queens back into the Nidus Worms. Corrosive Biles do take down one of the tanks and a medevac. And unlike many of the other games, medevacs are very low on energy because they've had to stim a lot. The bio units, that is. Dark, I like that he split loading up into the Nidus Worms to make sure he got out as quickly as possible. And now we've got Roaches and Ravagers coming back out in the main base. 1-1 will complete here for Clem. That will bring some semblance of parity to the upgrades, but this is looking very difficult. And now the tanks that were in a good position, one of them does get jumped. Oh, this is enough bio units to push this away. Dark going to rotate back over to this third base. He's doing such a good job of 1-2 punching Clem. Clem does have a nicely placed Liberator here, and he's doing a really good job of answering as best as possible, getting himself back in position. I am amazed that Clem is still even in this game right now. He is doing such a good job, but he loses the second factory. Corrosive Biles do get dodged. Oh, Clem with a good jump on these units. We'll be able to find a couple of Ravagers. But Dark is really pushing him to the limit, and now there's nothing to buffer for these tanks. One of them goes down. Second one will get Corrosive Biled. Not going to get killed yet, but it will go down now, and the third one that just popped out goes down as well. There is one tank left on the field. It's 2-2 versus 1-1 in favor of Dark, and I think Dark's done it here. Clem loses the final tank. It's a huge concave for Dark. Clem is going to be forced to tap out. Dark takes a magnificent game number 3 and shows us the path forward with some brilliant Zerg play. Clem really did everything he could to answer that Nidus Worm. That Nidus Worm jump back and forth, but Dark had transitioned too strongly earlier. And that's all she wrote. If you enjoyed that series, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.